Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at cameos of Mortal Kombat combatants in other video games. But before we dive in, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Surprisingly, some of the best Mortal Kombat guest appearances can be found in sports games, just not your traditional ones. Midway was the publisher for the series before it went bankrupt in 2009, and so it included Mortal Kombat characters in a lot of other games. In NBA Jam Tournament Edition, the updated version of the original arcade hit, you could unlock Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, and Raiden. All you had to do was enter in the right initials and birthday before starting a game. These were just simple reskins. It isn't as if Sub-Zero could freeze a guy to steal the ball, but still pretty cool to see them all playing hoops. Injustice series.
Finish him! Your soul will burn!
Unsurprisingly, since they're developed by the same studio as Mortal Kombat, a couple of characters have appeared in the alt-universe DC fighter, Injustice. In the first game, Poster Boy Scorpion was added through DLC, coming with a redesign from comic book artist Jim Lee. Lee also returned to design new looks for the DLC guest characters in Injustice 2, Sub-Zero, and Raiden. Their power sets definitely made them good fits for the DC universe. If ever there was a character that could be described as a god among us, it's Raiden. If we ever get an Injustice 3, it'll be interesting to see which other Mortal Kombat characters NetherRealm decides to include.
Raiden wins.
WWE Immortals.
I've spent 20 long years fighting in the Mortal Kombat tournament. I've dealt with sorcerers, undead ninjas, gods, and the scariest of all.
For those unfamiliar, WWE Immortals is a discontinued mobile fighter featuring wrestlers with fantastical powers. Since it was co-developed by NetherRealm Studios, you know they had to include a guest character from Mortal Kombat. And there's no one on the roster that matches the over-the-top bravado of wrestling better than Johnny Cage. His appearance matches that of the 2009 game, shirtless with the ridiculously huge tattoo of his name across his chest. While a mobile game can't naturally have the same fluidity as a console fighter, his iconic moves and charisma were still present, even taking a selfie with his opponent after landing a special attack.
I'm coming for you.
NFL Blitz. Another sports game from Midway to feature Mortal Kombat characters, NFL Blitz is a much more arcadey, bombastic version of football than anything you'll see in games today. As for which characters were included, cheat codes turned each player you controlled into Raiden and Shinnok. Interestingly, this version of Shinnok is his demonic form from his debut in Mortal Kombat Mythology's Sub-Zero, not the more humanoid form most players are familiar with. They went one step beyond characters, though. You could also unlock Dan Forden, sound designer and composer for the series, as well as Sal DeVita, an actor who played characters across several older games, including Sector and Cyrax in Mortal Kombat 3. Broforce.
Broden!
This explosive indie game features characters that are all parodies of popular action heroes. You've got Rambro, Brobocop, Indiana Brones, and so on. Added in an update not long after release, you've also got Broden, a parody of Raiden. He's got a lot of the same abilities as Mortal Kombat's Thunder God, able to produce lightning blasts, teleport, and torpedo tackle his way across the screen. Funnily enough, the design is specifically a reference to Christopher Lambert, who played Raiden in the live-action Mortal Kombat movie from 1995. Broforce has a huge roster of characters, but we'd be lying if we said Broden wasn't one of the coolest. Psi-Ops, the Mind Gate Conspiracy. This now somewhat forgotten shooter pits you against a terrorist organization, giving you access to various psychic abilities to use against them. And since Midway was both the publisher and developer, it naturally included a pretty big Mortal Kombat Easter egg. By inputting a cheat code on the main menu, you could play the entire game as Scorpion. Of course, since it's a single-player game with specific powers unlocked at specific points, this is just a reskin for the main character. Even so, it was a really neat way to experience the story if you were a big MK fan at the time. Fortnite. Since it's one of the biggest games on the face of the planet, Fortnite has collaborated with a ton of properties, including Mortal Kombat. Added to the store at different points in 2025, you could purchase skins of Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Raiden, and Kitana. There were also MK-themed emotes, back blings, and harvesting tools, but it wasn't all just cosmetic. Sub-Zero was the first to be added, with Chapter 6 Season 2 also including a combat kit you could find on the map, allowing you to perform different ice attacks. The other 3 skins came later, accompanied by areas based on classic MK levels. You could also now find Scorpion's combat kit, letting you perform attacks based on his moves, such as pulling enemies closer to you. MLB Slugfest loaded.
Tim, you're sitting so close to me. Move your chair over. You stink like old milk or like eggs.
How's that, all right?
Nah, they still stink.
Our final sports game from Midway, MLB Slugfest Loaded, also included 2 of the most well-known characters from the Mortal Kombat roster, Scorpion and Sub-Zero. You could unlock a team full of either fighter by accomplishing different feats or simply entering a cheat code. The Scorpion team is a reskinned version of the Arizona Diamondbacks, while the Sub-Zero team is a reskinned version of the Seattle Mariners. While you don't get any of their special moves, there's at least the small visual touch of Sub-Zero using a frozen bat to hit the ball, while Scorpion uses a sword. Actually, a sports game filled with Mortal Kombat characters that lets you use all their special moves sounds pretty awesome.
The play at second, and he is tagged out.
They got a little greedy there, huh, Timmy?
The Grid. This was Midway's last game that was released in arcades, and it never got a home console release, so it's a little bit obscure to most players. Still, it was a fun arena shooter set around a violent game show, and it was developed by the Mortal Kombat team, so there's a couple of fun cameos. Scorpion and Sub-Zero were the expected inclusions, but you could also unlock Noob Saibot. Every character played more or less the same, with you grabbing different weapons to unleash on your opponents, but they each had one special move unique to them. Scorpion could hurl a one-shot fireball, Sub-Zero could freeze an enemy, and Noob Saibot summoned a vortex that sucked in opponents. Unreal Championship 2, the Leandri Conflict.
Who wants some?
Another, more popular arena shooter published by Midway is Unreal Championship. When it came time for the sequel, the company chose to include a secret guest character from Mortal Kombat, landing on Raiden. To unlock him, you had to finish all 15 challenges in the challenge mode, and it was worth the effort. In addition to wielding an electrified staff as his melee weapon, he could perform his signature flying tackle on his opponents, something we never grow tired of, no matter the game. Not for nothing, he also had a lot of great voice lines, taunting opponents by saying "flawless victory" or telling them that they fight like Johnny Cage.
Finish.
Just one kill remains.
Do you know of any other cool crossovers featuring Mortal Kombat characters? Which one do you think is the coolest? Share your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time.